The morning sun glowed over a quiet highway outside a small American town. Cars sped by, kicking up dust that swirled around an old man sitting beside the road. His name was Earl Mason, a 67-year-old with a small wooden cart full of hand-carved wooden toys. Every day he sat there smiling at passing children, hoping someone would stop. He wasn't begging, he was dreaming. Earl had one wish: to save enough money to fix his broken camper van and travel across America, selling his toys in every town. But few stopped and fewer bought. Yet Earl never lost hope. One sunny afternoon, a blue motorcycle slowed near Earl's spot. The rider, a young woman named Officer Rachel Cole, was a traffic cop who often patrolled that highway. She had noticed Earl many times before. This time she stopped. "Morning, sir," she said kindly. "How's business today?" Earl chuckled. "Not much, but I'm still open for miracles." Touched by his humor, Rachel bought 3 toys, more than anyone had ever done in a day. But when she left, she couldn't shake the feeling that she could do more for this man who had nothing yet smiled like he owned the world. Later that week, Rachel returned to find Earl sitting beside his camper van, tools scattered, engine smoking. "It finally gave up," he sighed. "That van was my dream, my home on wheels." Rachel looked at the rusted machine and then at Earl's hopeful eyes. She promised, "Don't worry. I'll find a way to help." Earl smiled but didn't believe her. He'd heard many promises before, and most faded with the wind. That night, Rachel posted a picture of Earl and his wooden toys on her local police page with the caption, "Meet Earl Mason, the man with the biggest smile on Highway 9. Let's help him fix his dream." Within hours, hundreds of people reacted. The story spread like wildfire across town. Mechanics, bikers, and even local shop owners reached out to help. By morning, Earl became something of a local legend, the roadside dreamer everyone wanted to support. A few days later, Earl was woken by the sound of engines. Dozens of bikers and townsfolk surrounded his van. Rachel stood at the front, grinning. "Earl," she said, "we brought the workshop to you." They spent hours fixing, painting, and polishing his camper. By evening, the van looked almost new. Earl stood speechless, his eyes filling with tears. "I don't deserve this," he whispered. Rachel replied softly, "Kindness isn't about deserving, it's about believing." With his van restored, Earl hit the road. Every stop became a new story. He gave away toys to children, told strangers about the kindness that saved him, and carved small wooden hearts as his thank you gifts. But one afternoon, as he drove through another dusty town, his van's engine began to sputter again. He pulled over and sighed. Then a young boy approached and handed him a coin. "Mom said to give you this. She said you're the dreamer who never quits." Earl looked at the coin, then at the smiling child, and laughed through his tears. Months later, Earl returned to the same roadside where it all began. But now he wasn't alone. His van had the words "The Roadside Dreamer" painted on the side, and children ran up to buy his toys. Rachel visited again, smiling proudly. "So you finally made your dream come true?" Earl nodded. "And along the way I learned something. Dreams don't move because of money, they move because of people." Years later, the highway was renamed Dreamer's Road, after Earl passed away peacefully in his van. Rachel and the townsfolk continued his mission, setting up dreamer stalls across the state to support struggling artists and travelers. Every wooden heart Earl once carved became a symbol of hope, a reminder that one act of kindness can turn dust into dreams. And on quiet mornings, when the sun hits the highway just right, travelers say they still see an old man in the distance, smiling beside the road, carving toys for children, forever the roadside dreamer. True kindness can turn even the smallest dream into a lasting legacy. When we choose to care, listen, and act, no matter how simple the gesture, we can change someone's entire world. Earl's story reminds us that dreams don't die from poverty. They fade when kindness disappears. A single act of compassion can rebuild hope, inspire communities, and prove that the road to dreams is paved with kindness.